everyone, and welcome to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcast recordings where we'll talk about different themes like animes, the art of cosplaying, conventions, holidays, and so much more. Today we're doing another topic of the art of cosplaying, which is going to be about cosplay wish list. So very, very excited. We have a nice list of questions that Mars created for us. So thank you, Mars. We appreciate you so much. But before we get into all of that, of course, we have to do our introductions, starting with...
Hi, everybody. I'm Naomi. You know me as Blast Cosplay on TikTok. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. Over to you, Ackley.
Yeah, so thank you. So, hello, gang. I'm, of course, Ackley Attack. I go by, he, him, and his pronouns. And you can find me on, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, under, just to name a few, under the name Ackley Attack TV, as well as Instagram under the name Ackley Attack 4427. And, well, I'm, of course, here cosplaying as Barbara from Genshin Impact once again, but this time around, I'm, of course, her in, of course, her ballet practice outfit this time around with, of course, me and my wrap sweater with my leotard, and, of course, a nice little wrap skirt and everything, and, well, leg warmers tied to ballet slippers underneath, and got an extra pair just for safekeeping, and I gotta say, I'm glad to be back on here again, here to talk about this. Oh wait, I completely forgot, this is not the sequel to the ballet episode, but man, what can you do, Bella?
I have to say, everybody here today, they look great. Look great. As great as Jerry.
Jerry!
Yay, Jerry! This is my best friend. But anyway, my name is Bella or Rose. I go by belladonnarose.cosplays on TikTok and YouTube. And I go by belladonnarose.cosplays on Instagram, where I do behind the scenes stuff. I do my own little cosmetology cosplay services, a little bit of some of that education portion there, and maybe a lot more. Said appropriately.
Okay.
I am cosplaying Mina Ashido today from My Hero Academia. I wanted to feel like with this fit, I was from New Jersey, minus the high hair. Look at the horns. Horns. Call my horns. So I do feel like I am from Jersey.
Those
But
Jersey fits.
yeah. Nina from Jersey, okay.
I've been to New Jersey a few times. So very busy. Very busy.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. So my name is Jen. I'm the founder and host of Cosplay Tea Time. I go by she, her pronouns. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as Jen.Cosplays45. And today I'm debuting Nesta Archeron from the series A Court of Thorn and Roses. So I've done the youngest sister, Feyre. You can go check those videos and Instagram posts out. So I'm doing the older sister today because I was like, I'm an older sister, we need to do her. So this is her debut. And with that, intros are done and out of the way with. So again, we're not going to do icebreakers for at least the art of cosplaying ones, probably more for themed videos, so go check those out after this one, of course. But today, we're going to be talking about cosplay wish lists, so a little quick synopsis of it. So, cosplaying does not come cheap. Of course, closet cosplay can be a benefit, yet there are times where cosplayers need additional materials for makeup, wig making, or for photography and backgrounds. That is when the wish list comes into play, especially ones related to cosplay. Cosplay Tea Time guest and tea sippers will share important considerations to keep in mind when creating, establishing, and sharing a cosplay wish list. So we're just going to be talking about our own cosplay wish list, what inspired us, how we created them, some tips and tricks and all that good stuff. So again, this is just our experiences. Everybody's experience is going to be different, and that's great. Maybe if enough people want to do it, we'll do a part 2 someday. But for now, we're focused here, in the moment. So, with all that in mind, and again, Mars helped with these questions, so thank you again, Mars. All I had was, do you have a cosplay wish list? Which is funny enough, it is the first question. So, do you have a cosplay wish list? And where did you set up your cosplay wish list?
So I set up my cosplay wish list on Amazon, and yes, I have one. Ackley?
Well, I guess for that, I would like to say, short answer on my part, yes, I do, exactly. In fact, I actually do have a good chunk of cosplay on my Amazon wish list by far, though I will admit my Amazon wish list, for while it is quite nice, it can be a bit of a mess at the same time, but I'm still happy with how it turned out, and even got a good batch of some that I really wanted to do it for sure, and I also do have another one on the cosplay website, FM Agame, that actually does have a really great wish list feature by far, and I actually have organized that, but it's kind of hard to actually share it as of now because, well, there are some limitations to that, but I'm sure that'll be safe for another time. Bella?
Wow. Suspense given. Okay. So I do have a wish list. I actually have wish lists in many places, not just Amazon. I have wish lists on costuming sites. I have wish lists on eBay, and you'll just say a couple others because my brain is failing for me to say and name them right now. But I do have wish lists in different places. The place that you're gonna see the only wish list that's really public is Amazon, because my Amazon wish list is really meant for you guys to see what I'm looking into. But it's also there for commission and trades and stuff, which I'm pretty sure I will get to talk about later. So, Jen, take it away.
Okay. I didn't think of that. So, let me see. So, to round off this question, short answer, no, I do not have a cosplay wish list. I've debated here and there. Surprised, I know, 5 years of cosplay and no wish list. So I just I don't want people to feel obligated like they have to buy me stuff in order to keep cosplaying. It's like I can thrift things, I can buy stuff on my own, so different things like that. But if I did make one, it probably would be Amazon, because one, I'm familiar with how to set up a wish list for Amazon. That's what I did for my wedding back in the day, so it's like I already know. However, my thing is I like things like organized, like all the clothes have to be in one column, like all the wig stuff would have to be in another column. So, and I think with Amazon, it's like as soon as you add something, it just goes on to the top or whatever, and I'm like, no, it needs to go here. We have to compartmentalize and all this stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be, I don't know, not right now, not at the moment, but is it on my mind? Sure. Let's see. Up next we have, what items do you recommend putting on a cosplay wish list?
Well, the items I would recommend putting on a cosplay wish list are heel cushions, bobby pins, wig gel and wig styling stuff, like wig glue, along with like a few makeup items, like maybe concealer and like maybe some bronzer if you're trying to get your skin a bit more tinted for a character who has a tad bit more skin glow. And I would say also some comfortable shoes, because you are going to be walking convention halls a lot and you do not want to be wearing heels. Ackley?
Well, pretty much on my part, I guess it would differ from what I can gather, and I've actually divided it up into two different categories, like, of course, for craftsmanship, but it can actually vary in multiple areas, like, of course, some fabric and stuff, maybe some, pretty much some buttons and pins, and all sorts of sewing stuff that you might need. And I guess if I want to buy a cosplay, I guess I can actually find the cosplay I'm looking for and buy it from there. And there are several times that, fun fact actually, with of course this this cosplay I actually have fun. Most of the dates where I actually have fun, I did buy off of Amazon for sure, and that actually works quite well. And so yeah, I say buying cosplay costumes pretty much on there can actually help, but it would depend if, of course, there are some that are available for the most part, and even every once in a while they would just take it off by far before you even have the chance. So I say use your time and money wisely on that, Bella.
So to answer the question from my side, something that I would recommend is not just having one Amazon wish list full of everything, but having two separate Amazon wish lists. As a commissionist, and a cosmetologist together, I have an Amazon wish list that I keep on the side for just inventory, and then I have the one that's public for all of my cosplays and such. So, with the inventory one, it's things that you need constantly. For example, hairspray, hair gel, maybe more bobby pins because you might keep losing your bobby pins. Wig tape, sewing supplies that you use like more often, like your neutral colors, black, white, gray thread. See what else. If you build wigs, hair tinsel, all of the colors of your hair tinsel. With my inventory wish list, I tend to check it almost every single day to at least once a week, so that way I know that in case if Amazon or the seller on Amazon is not selling the item anymore, I can go and search for that item. If not, I can go to another site to get that item itself for my inventory. When it comes down to my cosplays list, that's the one that's always going to be public. My inventory is only for me because restocking is my own priority. But when it comes down to just my cosplays, like all the cosplays that I'm looking forward to doing and that I want to do, this is regardless if I'm planning on building them or if I'm gonna purchase it, whether on Amazon or on another costume site, for example, Doki Doki Cosplay, Big Costumes, or some other costume shop like that. But no, I always tell people, like, don't feel obligated to get me anything from the Amazon wish list. If you want to, thank you so much. And it is very much appreciated within my cosplay journey, in which the perks of you guys finding out from me and Hattie that will come later in this video. I think in the next.
Here's a couple questions from now.
2 questions? You have 2
Something
questions?
like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
I'm like,
I did post
keep counting how many coins gonna be.
I did post the
I'm
questions.
like, keep counting how many coins gonna be. It's on your screen.
A little countdown thing. That'd be pretty cute. Yeah, I like the idea, I think Ackley and Bella both had, of just like, one separate list for craftsmanship and then one separate list for like the clothing items. I feel like that would be better because I'm sure some items are cheaper, some are not, depends on the item and the quality that you want. And then Bella, what you recommended too, like saying like, if like the seller from Amazon, by the way, not sponsored, should have said that earlier, oops, not sponsored by any brands or websites or anything of that nature, but yeah, if the seller, like, it sells out really popular item or something, then it's like, oh, I need to go back and look for like a replacement almost. So those are some good considerations that I didn't even think of. So
Yeah.
Sounds good. Let me see, what items do I recommend? I don't know, because I've never made one. So I guess where I would start would just be like, what are the cheapest items out there for cosplaying? Like, what are just like $10 and under, so that way people won't feel like they're spending too much or anything like that. I mean, if you spend over a certain amount, shipping's free, whatever. But yeah, it'd be some pretty basic items. I feel like plain t-shirts, undershirts. I mean, I could do with a corset or two, so I just bought another one. So just be a cosplay corset wish list. is what it would be.
And the thing is too, can I add something else?
Sure, go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're fine. I'm already good. Yep.
Something that I would also advise too is sometimes in order to get a really good product that's going to last you a long time, you need to spend a little bit more on it, but don't spend over on it. For example, don't go spend $5,000 on a white or nude skin colored set when Amazon sells them for between maybe $20 to $50 depending on what they're what they're made of. So don't be afraid to spend really good products.
Yeah.
And include it on your wish list as well, because you know you want your stuff behind the scenes to last a long time.
Definitely. So make sure you check reviews. I mean, I'm sure everybody, but we've all been online for a while. Like, you know, check reviews from folks that have bought things and all that. And then, you know, if it's something
if
that
not, be the first review.
Ooh,
be the first review.
Take that chance.
In depth. I mean, full YouTube haul, product review.
That's how I felt with the Weiss Schnee. I mean, I think there were reviews, but I felt like this was like I was the first one to try this on. Like, how does this all fit together and stuff? It turned out great, by the way. Videos on YouTube channel, but yeah, definitely. So, let me see. Up next, we have how do you promote your cosplay wish list?
Ooh, I normally words. I normally promote my wish list on my Linktree. Exactly.
Well, I guess that answer is actually quite easy on my part because, well, I guess since the start of this year, I have actually pretty much been promoting my Amazon wishlist in, of course, a good number of varieties by far. Like, of course, what's stated earlier, I do promote my Amazon wishlist on, of course, my Linktree, which I do feel is actually a really good platform to actually share it on. And another thing I have been doing is that every once in a while I would share it on my social media platforms, letting people know, hey, my Amazon wishlist is available for all of you guys to check out, so feel free to have a look at it and maybe consider gifting me on that. And of course, not to mention, if you've been following me on my YouTube channel, I've been promoting that alongside a couple of others that I currently have, like, of course, my Patreon and my Streamlabs tipping page at the beginning of every single one of my videos by far, because, well, that's something that I wanted to do to, you know, help promote it, to get people fully aware of course, its existence, and actually get them to maybe check it out for the most part. So yeah, those are the three that I've been doing to, you know, help promote it on my part and give it to what I'm seeing. I'm quite happy with how they turned out, and I do hope it'll actually grab more attention here and there.
So, how I promote my cosplay wish list is, like everybody else has said and recommended, to put it in your Linktree or your portfolio full of links. And I have mine labeled cosplay wish list or Bella's cosplay wish list or something like that. I'm telling you, once a year, there's like a whole bunch new cosplays up in there, including like props and wigs that I'm looking at, working on, and doing. But I not only promote on that, but I always advise, you know, clients and customers that are with me that if they want to do a trade or they're not able to pay me directly, then we can figure out a trade payment from what's on my wish list if they're able to do you know, Amazon or wherever that they feel like they are able to use a payment application to pay for that. Usually I don't like doing anything outside of the Amazon wish list just because safety reasons, you don't know where a link is going to actually take you. And I'm saying that cybersecurity reasons. So I always tend to just do, hey, here's my link tree. You can find my Amazon wishlist in there. And you can see what like I'm looking forward on doing, and something like that for customers and clientele that can't pay me directly, for example, PayPal or Venmo, or in person, like even cash. So of course shipping is a whole nother story, because if I have to ship it, then it's like, okay, we gotta figure this thing out anyway. But but for those who are like gonna do a pickup at my studio, then I always keep that an open option.
It's good to have options, kind of like a bartering system almost. How do we make this fair, but also convenient for your client? So it's a good thing to have.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah, I want to make my customers and clientele happy. So if they're not able to pay directly to those payment methods that I have in the situation that we're both in, then, I have another option for them, so that way they feel like, they're getting something that, they want from me, and then I'm getting something that, I'm probably was gonna invest in anyway for my cosplay journey. So, yeah. If they want to help me with restock, then I can just send them that wish list. But I always send them the public wish list, not the inventory, because inventory is nothing. So anyway,
Yeah,
I'm done talking.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, and as y'all were talking too, I was thinking, like the shipping and everything. Not to get political, but with the tariffs and all this stuff, it is hard to get things from overseas. I just recently had something. It was something work related. I needed a board game. We had to figure out that whole thing and everything. So do keep in mind too that if you are looking to add things to your wish list, just keep in mind where it's coming from, how long it's going to take to get there, if there's going to be additional shipping costs and all that. So just wanted to point that out there. Not to get political, but we are in this right now. So as well as inflation. Yay. So all of this. But yeah. Let me see. Bringing it back. So like I said before, I don't have a cosplay wish list, but I'm hearing Linktree is the way to go. So, and I have a Linktree mostly for all bunch of random stuff. I don't know what I do anymore. Stuff. It'd probably go in there. I don't know when I would promote it. Like, Ackley was saying, like, just every once in a while. I'm guessing, like once a month, once every other month or so. Slight head nod, yes. Yeah. So
My
that'd probably be
birthday!
fair, too. Your birthday. Oh, yeah, birthdays would be good. Birthdays, maybe cosplay anniversary or something. Like, hey, 6 years, give me a gift and all this stuff. So, yeah. Celebrations. Happy moments. So, happy moments. Let's see. Up next we have, what do you do for someone who sends you an item from your wish list?
Well, normally my cosplay wish list is currently on private because I still need to like sort it out. But it's mostly my family who gives me stuff from my wish list, so I just thank them and tell them I appreciate it. Ackley?
Well, I do recall, I think right around last year, I did recall, I think someone actually did give me an item from my wish list for the most part. So what I would do in, of course, that kind of a situation is to have, if, of course, the item the person has sent to me actually is very thoughtful and meets to what I'm looking for, I would probably make a video showcasing that off, and of course, if anything, sometimes I would actually mention the person a little bit who sent it to me, but most of the time, and I do think this is the best way to go, is to keep the person anonymous by far, because, well, you may never know on who's sending what by far, so that's pretty much the mindset from what I can gather, and so far, I think it's just only happened one time last year, not anywhere else for the most part, but I do hope for more later on down the road, so I'll go ahead and turn it over to Bella.
So something that I do for people who send me items for my wish list, here's my system. So I always try to see like who it is first, and I message them first if they would like me to mention them in an unboxing video or the item. And if they say yes, please, then I'll mention them in the description of the video. If not, I will respectfully keep them anonymous because, you know, not everybody feels comfortable like being, you know, out there in the open being thanked. But whenever they see the video unmentioned, they'll know that it's that one. But I always do an unboxing video, and I always do like a thank you video and everything. And before I do any unboxing video, I always black out the address in which all these items are going to be routed to, on top of any barcodes and any QR codes that are possibly on the box, due to other issues regarding, you know, a QR coding scams and scams on like false barcodes. So I'll do that before I start making the video, and then I'll open up the item. And in case if the camera forgets to record, I'll still have the item open, but I'll show off the item, and I'll redo the whole thank you thing, which obviously. And then I always try to edit it so that way it is clean throughout, and I make sure like everything's good before I write in the description like thank you so and so, or thank you fellow anonymous person. And then like that's that. And what I do too is I figure out when's the perfect window to post it, like as soon as I can, whether I have to push it between two pieces of content or push back more content. So I try to get those out like immediately as fast as I can. And you have a folder where all of thank you Amazon wishlist are.
I love a good folder, so I was just looking at folders today, so.
Yeah!
Put all the little receipts in there, so. Definitely, yeah. I think that's a good tactic to have if you know the person who sent it, just like asking them, like, would you like me to mention you? Would you like to remain anonymous? Or even somebody who's anonymous, just be like, somebody sent me this awesome gift. You know who you are, but I want to take the extra step and say thank you in a video or personally, different things like that. So, I like that.
And
The
also
variety.
I appreciate it. I appreciate when people like reach out to me first, like saying, "Hey, I love your content. Would you mind if I got something off of your Amazon wishlist for you as just a donation or just to be nice?" And I would be like, "Yeah, just and then I would ask them if I would have ahead of time to ask them if they wanted me to do that. That way, when it came like right in, I could just do it all immediately." Always in cosplay though. I'm not comfortable outside of cosplay on social media, so you can just cut the asking about that one. We doing it in cosplay.
It's a good excuse to get into cosplay, so I think it's very fitting. You order from the cosplay wishlist, I get dressed up in cosplay, all this fun stuff. So yeah, it sounds really good. Let me see. I was actually thinking because I was like, I don't know how to answer this because again, don't have a wish list. Maybe someday in the future, but I've been thinking, even just being gifted items, like for instance, Nora Valkyrie's hammer. Like everybody came together and like gifted me this hammer and stuff, and I did record myself. I think half the video I was crying, so I didn't realize how much I was appreciated all this stuff, but that was very sweet. I did video that. I think I made like little TikToks about it and stuff. Just crying. And then Bella, you sent me like my new makeup bag and like little trinkets and stuff, and I did a video on that. We had talked beforehand. You said you were comfortable like sharing and all this stuff, so I made a video, and I think I made like a TikTok to the random Mario sounds and all that. So yeah, it's good because I feel like that social support's key, just kind of supporting one another, creative little hobbies. So definitely. So let's see. Up next we have, if people/relatives want to give you a cosplay related gift, what would you recommend they give you?
bobby pins because I always lose mine.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Well, to me, I think probably, I guess, for the sake of it, I say maybe an extra sewing kit for the most part, because you may never know what you might need to, of course, work on a small little project, or maybe to patch things up a little bit. That's what I can recommend, Bella.
So, something very exciting. So recently, one of my parents, let me order, storage units to, put in my closet for all of my cosplay stuff. So if you're starting as a cosplayer, you might want to consider getting, like little storage drawers first, to put in a place where it's not out in the open and you feel like you have like a still pretty clear space. So that's the first thing that I would kind of like recommend when you're first starting out cosplaying is ask for that. Also, bins to put like your thermal tools in, your combs in, if you have any cutting shears for doing um things like wigs and hair, stuff like that, because you have to keep things clean. And some disinfectant, because even though you're probably just working on your wigs, they do get dirty, and you do want to make sure that you have a nice and clean space. So that way you don't risk infection or anything that might spread through any product that may be that may become contaminated. So just, all that stuff is a good start to ask for first. My favorite cleaner to use for all of my non-thermal tools is barbicide, and when it comes down to my thermal tools, I can just like wipe them down with like a really special cloth. But for my shears and for my clippers, I use Clippercide, which it comes in a can and it sprays. Um, so that's something that I really like to be gifted to me if I'm like running out of those things. Just anything that I need in general for like cosplays. But when it comes down to like fun little birthday gifts, maybe simple items to help me figure out how to learn a trade, for example, how to make fairy wings, how to sew fake flowers on a backdrop. I got creative with that one there.
Yeah.
But just that's something that I really ask for is things to help me learn how to build new skills, even practice skills that I'm like still currently trying to master and learn with cosmetology stuff. I mean, come on. Like, come on. I'm obsessed with it. Come on.
It's your passion.
Like, but I'm just like, give me all the cosmetology and learning stuff, 'cause I want to do this. Just be on my
Love that.
phone. I don't want to be bored on my phone.
The doom scrolling.
And also VR.
Mm-hmm.
Not the doom scrolling. No!
No.
The scrolling of the dooms. It's getting into my soul. Jerry, save me.
No.
Save us, Jerry.
Jerry, you're too young for social media. Gotta wait. Wait till you're 16. And I like that. I like how you all had very practical things. It's all very practical items that you need in order to cosplay. So, yeah. And I was trying to think too. Like, I feel like I would also ask for like wig stuff. Like, I think I do have like a wig care. I don't know if it counts as a wish list. It's just stuff that I'll eventually buy. But I have like my pen. I have like different sprays, different combs, the shears that Bella was talking about. Just like different things. I think like a mannequin head that you can use and all this different things. So does can tea go on that as well? Can T go on the wish list?
Mhm.
Do
Got
that.
it.
Got it.
Yes.
So we got this. We're
Hey,
professionals
we got
now.
it.
4 years,
Hey.
7
Hey.
seasons. We're professionals now.
One unicorn.
One unicorn to rule us all. No. Jerry, don't let that go to your head. Don't do it, Jerry.
No.
So, all right,
If you
so
want, you can rule with Massey, but not on your own. No.
I know. All right, so we're gonna jump right back in with our next question, which is, what do you hope cosplayers who want to start their own wish list, what would you want them to know?
When making your wish list, think of your essential items like body pins, wig care, makeup, comfy shoes, all that, because you're going to need it. And with the comfy shoes, you're definitely going to need those, especially because you're going to be walking the convention hall for like hours. Ackley?
Well, pretty much on my part, I guess if you are looking into, of course, buying some things off of your wish list, like, of course, either for craftsmanship or if you want to buy a cosplay in full, I say definitely look at some listings wisely on my part, because sometimes they would pop up here and there and have what you're looking for, but other times they would become unavailable some point around later on. So yeah, if you're going to do that, I say definitely do that wisely, because you may never know on what will come up sometime later. So yeah, I'll turn it over to Bella.
Oh my gosh, retail's crazy, right?
Mhm.
Retail's crazy, especially if the item is like limited time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
those items I would definitely look out for. Limited time or limited supply, or just like, you know, you order it, they make it, they give it to you, and they do it like that many times. I lost the terminology for that, so you can
We're gonna
correct if
give
you
you-
want.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please correct me. I am only a poor little soul who is trying to speak words. But something that I would, request that people who are starting Amazon wish lists to do is, I would actually invest into cosplay books around cosplay, or anything within the cosplay industry and community that would include itself into it. For example, like a lot of books around how to do a lot of really cool updos. How to work with wigs, materials and everything. And I would also kind of take notes, have your own little Google Doc to help you like keep track of, you know, like how to do this craft so you can do it to the best of your advantage. But that is something that I would recommend that you guys would invest in first into your cosplay journey. Whether you put it in an Amazon or just a wish list, or you just get it on your own off the top of thing, because a lot of people love books, right?
Oh, yes.
We like
Yeah.
books, right? Yes, the
Mhm.
adventure, the thrill, the yeah. So that's the first thing I would do. And then the second thing that I would do is, off of the knowledge you learn from those books, or it can be, you can watch YouTube videos of people like recommending different things. And you can build your Amazon wish list off of that. So yeah. Also have a plan of income if you want to start this out as a hobby and then build this up to a full-time job if you want to be full-time job. It takes a long time to do that, but
Doesn't
Hey.
happen overnight.
yeah.
Eventually. Yeah, so let's see. Things I want cosplayers to know, even though I don't have one. But, I've seen cosplay wish lists here and there. I'll see folks post their different wish lists. I'll be like, oh, I wonder what's on there. Maybe I'll get inspired or something. And, some items, like, they like it's like a very diverse variety of stuff. So it'll be like, like the craftsmanship items. Like I need glue sticks, I need like sewing kits and all this stuff, and then it might be like wig stuff, and then it'll be like clothing items and like maybe photography stuff, like what they call them, ring lights, the backdroppy things, different things like that. And I'm like, okay, some are very well detailed, some are just a couple items, but I would say like don't put like ridiculously expensive, like we're talking like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, because then it's like, then you're asking folks to spend like a bunch of money. It's like things are getting expensive because inflation. Shipping might be free, who knows, depends on where it's coming from and all that, but yeah, just like be mindful. Like you can try to find a cheaper deal, that'd be good. Again, look at reviews, but just keep in mind like pricing and all that. And Belle, I like your idea of the Google Doc. I would do a spreadsheet of like everything, and then like keep in mind like, if I need this item, what do I need this item for? So I was thinking too, it also depends like who you're gonna cosplay as and like what kind of accessories you need and all that stuff. So, some cosplays, maybe it's just like a dress and a hat or something, like, or a corset. And then some, like, the way Schnee outfit is, like, so much stuff, like the wig, the earrings, the dress, the boots, like all this different stuff. And that adds up over time. So, yeah, I think just knowing your cosplays, having a list of that, and then having a list of items, all the items that you need to cosplay, I feel like that's, like, the good place to start, in my opinion. Okay, so up next we have, do you prefer ready-made items or tools?
Ready-made or I would probably say ready-made items and tools would be best for me because I have terrible hand-eye coordination. Ackley?
Yeah, I think I can make the same argument on my part. I think I do prefer something that's a bit more ready-made on my part for sure. So, Bella?
With Naomi and Ackley, I agree. But mine is more on the diverse side because there are certain items that you can make, along with certain tools that you can probably try and make. Same thing goes for repairing items and repairing tools if you can do it. Not all tools and items you can repair, you can make. So just understanding tools that you need to get ready made, go for it. And if you can make it, then sure, yeah. I tend to mostly buy like ready-made items and tools. Now, obviously, I can't build from scratch a hair straightener. I can't do that. However, I can buy a thermal tool that not only straightens, but also crimps different sizes of crimping. So that way I have a tool that utilizes. I really like the tools where I can do like interchangeable stuff and I can, set things just because I can store it in a more compact way. But not all tools can have the capacity to be that way. Unlike hair thermal tools where you can just like take off one attachment and put on another attachment. So, I would kind of make a list of tools where you feel like would benefit you the most. Even in travel, for example, if you're going to be styling wigs on the go, you're doing a movie, and your wig or hairstylist, I keep going to the thing hair a lot, but it's the only thing that I am connected with to talk about and know. But if you're someone who's doing this stuff on the go and you need to be compact and ready and everything, then go for it. Also, your most expensive items, if you like travel seasonally and you have like a seasonal place, one place here and one place there, sometimes shipping your stuff back and forth is more money than just repurchasing the items to keep there so that it's already there and you can travel like freeform back and forth. Now, if you're on the road and you are a stylist on the road, that's different. Where you have to have your tools with you at all times to use them every single time on a wig or even someone's hair. So, yeah.
And then think of that if you're like traveling a bunch, because I know a bunch of cosplayers who travel like up and down the East Coast, or even, go from like Pennsylvania all the way to California for conventions and all that. Like, how do you travel with all those items? Like, what's the shipping look like and all that? So that's a
Yeah,
good
and on top of
consideration.
that, certain items you really shouldn't ship because the reality of shipping and the reality of flying with a checked in bag, this goes for both ways, is your box is going to get jostled no matter what, because sometimes even if you put a fragile sticker on it, but people are working and sometimes they will miss a detail, and that may be the detail that they'll miss. So with certain tools, it's not really a good idea to ship them, especially if they're made of flammable material. It's not really good to do a check-in bag with it and to ship it.
Okay.
So, and also when you're flying with your tools and your products, if you need to have the product with you because you're going from the airport to a convention, you need to have your products in a size that correlates with the airline and the airport in which you are, going through security with, and understand what materials you can bring and what materials you can't bring through security. So that's kind of like a really big thing when it comes down to looking at tools and stuff.
Definitely, yeah. And we did kind of get on a side tangent with the whole traveling thing because we're talking about cosplay wish lists and all that. But I figure that's fine. So I don't know if we could do that as a podcast recording. So I kind of let it slip.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Because it is important to consider.
I wanted to put that out there. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I want to put that out there so that way it helps people understand as they're going to get their things that are ready made are ready for you to buy, or they have to build themselves. It's really helpful for you whenever you're looking for that. So there's a little small thing for you.
Well, yeah, yes. Lots of tips and tricks in this episode. So some planned, some not, but that's all good. Let me see. So to round off this question, so do I prefer ready-made items or tools? I'm definitely on the ready-made side. I don't think I've ever made a tool from scratch before, but I do have just items that I've had over the years and then started using more for cosplaying that I have in my little creative room. I definitely buy a lot of cosplays, which is totally fine. I do a lot of closet cosplaying like today, but I like to use these pieces for like other cosplays as well, like using the corset for Onyx. I'll probably use this for a different character. I use these ears all the time, so I'm definitely more ready-made. I know in the future I'm going to be sewing my first ever dress, and I feel like with the fabric, I feel like I'd want to go in store to purchase that. Because we were just talking online the other day in Discord about is it okay to buy fabric online? Is it not? Like, what's that look like? So I'm like, this might be an in-person adventure. We're going on an adventure. So let's see. We got another question, which is, how often do you donate to others' wish list?
Oh, I used to do this all the time, but considering the fact that I don't make much money, I stopped doing that because it does get expensive. Exactly.
Well, for me, I think that usually happens every once in a while for the most part. I think usually maybe right around, say, either for someone's birthday or, of course, right around Christmas time from what I can gather. But that's pretty much the time for the most part. And hey, if I can't actually pretty much donate an item through their wish list and stuff, there's always a plan B option, and that being, of course, well, send them an Amazon e-gift card for the most part, to which I know we didn't mention that earlier, but I say that's a good plan B option if that's something you want to get into. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Bella next, who has like another long story to tell.
That's all good.
Stories.
Story time.
Crazy cosmetologist. So if I'm able to donate to other people's wish list, whether I'm purchasing from their wish list or I'm able to provide something from my services to make for them and ship to them personally, then I will definitely do that. I know when it comes down to charity and everything, the only thing that, I may charge is product and shipping, depending on like what it's for, obviously. I always discount labor out of whenever I'm doing discounts and everything. It's all product and labor. Sorry, it's all product and shipping. Whenever it's being charged to a customer or clientele. So I will tend to do that. An example off of that is one of my cosplay friends at the time. It was Christmas time, and this cosplayer wanted to get a red scarf for one of their cosplays. And I had red yarn, and I was crocheting and knitting all of these Christmas gifts at the time. So I ended up loom knitting her the red scarf. And I beforehand, I think I reached out to her and I said, hey, if I make this for your cosplay and send it to you, would you be okay with that? And luckily she said, yeah, go ahead. So I did that, and she opened it, and she really liked it. So
that's awesome. Yay, we love red scarves.
that's one of the examples of yeah.
I have a red scarf that I use, so that makes me so happy. And Bella's very excellent at crocheting and knitting, so I have a whole makeup bag that she made for me. So.
I'm always doing it. Hit me up. I'm always doing it.
You got Jerry to help you, so.
Jerry!
Supreme leader. No,
Jerry.
It's not. It's not get to its head. No, it sounds very interesting. Yeah, I've looked at other people's wish list and stuff. I've considered making a donation, but whenever it's like page after page after page of like all this like stuff, I'm just like, I don't know what they need like at the moment or what can they use later on and all this kind of thing. But I like what Ackley said earlier about the gift card. Just like giving someone a gift card and then being like, okay, don't spend it all at once. Like use it for whatever you need, because I wouldn't know. Like, do they need photography stuff? Do they need cosmetology stuff? Are they working on a current cosplay? So when all else fails, gift cards. The way to go. So yeah, I wonder, maybe you all can correct me, like if it's rude to message someone and be like, hey, like I'm interested in purchasing from your wish list. Like, do you have like maybe one or two items that you need at the moment or may need like later on down the road or something? Like, I don't know if that's etiquette.
Personally, I feel like it's fine. I feel like it's very, very polite and very considerate. Just because, let's say that you are somebody who gets a lot of people purchasing from your wish list for you because you're very popular and people love you. But what if you run into an issue where people are buying for your cosplays and you have different parts of those cosplays to make a whole cosplay? But not a whole cosplay is purchased. So then for example, you may have 4 unfinished cosplays with unpurchased things, and then those things may not get purchased. So I feel like it's only fair to see what the person is interested in doing or like getting from the wish list, or what they're trying to build and using what's in their wish list as inspiration from. Because some cosplayers, they both buy and make their cosplays due to what their skill level is on making certain things. So it's always good to check in with that. And something that I personally do with my wish list is if it's for a specific character and it's in parts, I always list which part that costume, like which part of the costume that piece is for. So, including face paint and makeup. Though when it comes down to pressed powdered stuff, I like to go to the store to get that. I don't feel comfortable buying it online because it always comes in and it's always damaged. So,
That's fun.
no.
No, not at all. Okay, yeah. So thank you for explaining that. So helps a bit in a way. So I like that.
You're
so
welcome.
actually, we have one more question. This is our last question for the evening on my list, which is, what's the most interesting thing you've seen on a cosplay wish list?
Most interesting thing I've seen on a cosplay wish list. Honestly, like one of those LED masks that make all those like little anime faces on it. I think those are actually pretty cool. Ackley?
Boy, isn't that the multi-million-dollar question for the most part? And I'm only saying that as a figure of speech, not literally, because even if we did hang, I think we would probably spend it elsewhere. I think pretty much for the most part, I think I did recall actually bit of an interesting story. I think one interesting thing is that I think with what I've seen in someone's wish list, someone actually put in like a 3D printer of all things. And yeah, I'm not making that up. That really did happen. And I'm guessing it might have something to do with like some props and stuff that they need 3D printing and stuff. But I know that seeing a whole log given to where I'm at actually does provide 3D printing. But I really do think it's actually quite interesting. Expensive, yes, but still interesting. Bella?
You know what? I'm gonna make this up because I want to see this. I really want to see this. So when it comes down to Amazon wishlist and certain product sites where you can make wish lists, they will let you put a description under the title of your wish list that you've made for a wish list. And I think that it is very cool, and it would be very cool if people wrote down the costume that they're working on, if the materials are in that wish list for it. If not, the next cosplay that they are looking into cosplaying, whether they have a paid photo shoot or something like that. So yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's all I got.
That's all you got. So, let's see. Most interesting thing, like I said before, just like seeing all the variety of things makes me realize like how much work you can put into cosplaying. It's not just about dressing up, it's also the photography and makeup, body paint, wig styling and all this. So it's what makes cosplaying pretty cool and unique and very exciting. So, but I think tea, like I said before, tea would be most interesting and probably definitely on my list. So all the tea.
I forgot about the tea.
We need the tea. Spill the tea. No, so
maybe even some mice in there, some fake mice for pranking.
Oh gosh, I don't know about that. Maybe a mouse squishmallow, just to hold and cuddle. So that'd be pretty cute.
Mousy the squishmallow.
Oh,
get it going. Come on, Squishmallow.
Yes,
Cosplay Tea Time's Mousy Squishmallow.
In my own life. We'll talk later. Okay. So, and with that, that was pretty much all the questions that I had. Again, thank you, Mars, for helping create those very lovely questions. Provided a very, very diverse discussion. So, but as always, I like to turn it over to the guest and tea sippers, see if they have any questions or anything they wanted to elaborate on about this topic. So, Naomi.
I don't have anything.
Nope. Ackley.
Well, I don't have any questions on my part, but I will say this as my final statement. I think as my biggest advice for people who want to start their wish list of stuff for cosplay or not, whether it be for Amazon, eBay, or any cosplay shop in general, like of course Uwowo Cosplay, Doki Doki Cosplay, and of course Easy Cosplay, and what I mentioned earlier, FM Magame. Always definitely look at some stuff wisely because, well, you may never know on what might pop up and what might not be, but as long as, of course, you're in a stable position to work on something cosplay related or not, I think you're going to be in a really great spot. And if you're willing to share it with your followers that gave you full on respect all the way, then I think you're going to be in for a really great spot, hands down. Sure, it would be nice to actually purchase them yourself, but having a wish list on standby can really benefit you and would really help you out on my part. So speaking of which, how do I get myself another tutu for, of course, this outfit?
A wish list. Let's see, and Bella, any questions, thoughts?
Let's see, I had one. Oh yes, here it is, back in my brain again. Have you ever seen someone have a rare cosplay on their Amazon wish list, and be like, I want that for myself?
I have not seen anybody put any rare cosplays on their wish list, but I did see this one cosplayer who dresses up as a character from a very obscure show, and I'm like, I want her dress.
What about you, Ackley? See any cosplays and you're like, ooh, must add to wish list?
Actually, yeah, I think I did recall someone actually putting up pretty much the jacket and tie from, of course, Orang High School Host Club, and I really do think it actually is quite nice, and I kind of figure maybe I would definitely get that if I ever do a Tamaki from that said series, and, well, sometime last year, I did exactly that, and I gotta tell you, it was well worth it on my part.
It's awesome. Let's see, what about you, Bella? Any cosplays you saw that I was like, add to wish list? I keep wanting to say add to cart, but it's add to wish list.
Ruby cosplays.
Which one?
Ruby cosplays.
Ruby cosplays? Yes, all the Ruby ones.
Yeah, here's the thing. So I tend to shop secondhand most of the time for my cosplays because sometimes it's cheaper to do that. Because people will have like these new costumes and they'll send like, I don't want to cosplay the character anymore, and they may sell for less than what they got it for because they don't remember what they got it for. They don't remember what they spent on it for. So like, here's the price, and I'm like, oh, that's cheaper than this. I'm gonna jump on it because of my size. And I've been looking to cosplay the rest of Team Ruby, along with some other female characters from the show for a while now. And I'm saying a while as in like since I started coming back from like my hiatus. And I finally got my own Ruby Rose like, season 1 cosplay nailed in the bag. So but the thing is, with what I noticed about Ruby cosplays, and what I noticed about a lot of these rare cosplays that people want, is when you find them secondhand, you have to be quick on getting them, or else they will sell out like, next hour, next 5 hours, next day, within the week. The many times, I don't even know how to explain the exact timing because it's different for each thing. So, that's something that I'm kind of like on about. So, and a lot of people, when it comes down to those rare cosplays, if you want, even though you may or may not have the money and you need that cosplay, you want that cosplay and it's rare, you really have to be quick on purchasing it and making sure that it is your size according to the manufacturer's sizing. So you have to just be quick with your research and everything, and like that's the thing that stinks about trying to buy these cosplays secondhand, whether you have a wish list or not, because then it's like, I don't want to make a wish list for this now just because like people are gonna see it and then they're gonna buy it and be like, then I won't be able to buy it, you know. So that's like the thing about rare cosplays is like you want to be careful about putting it in like a wish list, because it just gets snatched up that fast. And even rare cosplays can be overpriced too, everywhere. So it's like, I don't know.
I mean,
So
do your research and just know which cosplays are going to go quickly, which ones just stay online forever. So I would love to see a Belle Dandy cosplay. That's from the show Ah My Goddess. It came out in the 90s. It was my first anime that I watched, but I don't think I'm ever going to find that. But one day if I see it on somebody else's wish list, I'm going to be like, no, I need this. Like, I love her. So I think it's a great little moment. Or whatever they say. So let me see. All right, Bella, were you done with questions? Make sure.
I am done with questions.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right, so with that, that was our episode on cosplay wishlist. So thank you everyone so much for sharing your stories, your experiences, tips and tricks and all of that. So we hope folks out there watching are able to pick up on some of those and maybe start thinking and creating their own cosplay wish list. So speaking of which, if you're a cosplayer out there and you've been watching this episode the whole time, thank you. Appreciate you very much. If you'd like to join Cosplay Tea Time, make sure you message us on Instagram, cosplay_tea_time. It's in our link tree, all that's down below. Make sure you follow and support Guest and Tea Sippers. All of their socials will be down below as well. I'm sure they'd greatly appreciate it. So, but yeah, just message us. Must be 18 years old or older to join Cosplay Tea Time, just safety reasons. And then, we'll get you into our Discord where you can hang out, chat. I've been posting nearly every day in the Dragon Prince. Sorry, not sorry. But we have that. We have podcast recordings. We have a list out there somewhere. So we just greatly appreciate the support over the last couple years and seasons. So it's been an exciting time. But with that, we're going to go back into our little corners of the world and create and dream and scheme and all that good stuff. Just want to say thank you all for joining. Thank you so much for watching. We hope everyone's taking care, staying safe, and we'll see you in the next episode. And as always, keep sipping away. Bye, everyone.
Bye.